Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take two random characters, combine them using the genetically modified overkill mod, grab a random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with the resulting monstrosity. Hope you're all doing well. So yeah, the GMO mod does work in the New Dawn update. One thing Evil Empire have talked about is that they really want mods to stay compatible, so really glad that is a priority for them. So let's see what characters we get. Of course, because the random button doesn't work in this mod, we have to use the wheel in order to pick our character. So let's see what we're working with. And we have, all right, well, the Loud is always one of the most fun runs in the game. More enemies means more fun. So let's see what we're combining it with. And we have, okay, that is a great combo. So lots more enemies, much smaller space, the Loud and the Old. And let's see what weapon we're... Had to make a quick cut there for a tech issue, just had to reinstall the mod because I hadn't installed one of the supporting mods. But anyways, we're playing the Loud and the Old, so let's select our two characters and see what weapon we're working with in our tiny box full of enemies. Alright, we've got the torch. Always love a torch run. Honestly, this is a weapon that has just moved higher and higher in my estimation ever since it was buffed. So, pretty happy to get this one, and we'll try to set everything on fire here. Now, elemental builds are worse for the Old, because usually the purpose of an elemental build is you want to set enemies on fire far away and then wait for them to burn before they get to you. And with this really small box, that's going to be hard to do. But the torch is pretty good at defending us because it has knockback, it gives us extra HP, and the actual attack damage from it is pretty reasonable as well. Normally on the Loud I wouldn't roll for harvesting, but because the Old starts with harvesting, we could actually overcome the Loud's penalty. Just to remind you about these characters, the Old has slower enemies, smaller map, and starts with fewer enemies, lower speed, but 10 harvesting. And the Loud gets extra damage, more enemies, but loses harvesting at the end of every wave. So I think I am going to roll here. I will also, yeah, I'll just take an elemental damage, but if we do see harvesting and are able to buy it easily, then we will pick it up early game. So we'll pick up some harvesting to offset the penalty. Gonna lock both of these items. No need to ban either of them because they're both great. And then we'll take a torch and roll, grab a torch and roll and roll. Really good luck rolling for torches there. Torch is a cheap weapon, so you can usually get a bunch of them, but it also has two tags, and it's a primitive weapon, which is the largest tag in the game. It's got the most weapons in it. So torches are a little harder to find than other weapons that are as cheap as it. When you're building with Torch, although it scales with both melee and elemental damage, you want to focus on elemental damage scaling, because that scales the burning as well. And then also, Torch gives you extra elemental damage, so it's just a little bit easier to get. You can get melee damage scaling as well, and if you get cheap melee damage, take it, but usually you want to err on the side of grabbing more elemental damage. I'm gonna roll here, and we'll take 5 harvesting. We're gonna try to get to positive harvesting really quick, because that's just fun when you're playing the Loud. And then we're gonna roll a bunch and buy another torch here. They really, the aliens really messed up. They've invaded my tiny box full of fire, which is not where you want to be, you know? When you hear that description, you don't think that's a good vacation spot. Although actually, because we parachute in, we know it's us invading the aliens, so bad luck for them. Here, I'm going to re-roll. Okay, well, obviously we're taking 3 elemental damage because that's awesome. And then if I get 8 harvesting, that would be really nice as well. But I'll take 10 luck. Getting early luck can be pretty powerful for this character, and although it is fun to boost your harvesting, it's certainly not necessary. And we do need to make sure our damage is keeping up and our defensive stats are keeping up with the amount of enemies on the field. I will lock the injection here and then do a reroll, and pickup radius I actually quite like on the Old because it covers a much larger section of the map, when the map is smaller, increasing your pickup radius gives you a much larger percentage of the map that's covered by your pickup radius. And as an elemental build, even with the small map, it can be hard to pick up in all of the materials that drop, because enemies will die far away from you. Especially because right now I am extremely slow. I think we can get the tree here. Yeah, I got the tree. I'm not sure if I got the third curse alien. Looks like we did, the one that I set on fire. I was trying to make sure to set that on fire and then run over to the tree, and we did get 3 curse alien kills. Of course, with the extra enemy spawns, you get extras of those guaranteed curse alien spawns as well. I'm going to take movement speed. The old starts with a huge move speed penalty, which you need to offset really quickly. And I've also bought now 2 helmets, which increases our move speed penalty even worse. Do I want the wings? It costs 2 elemental damage, but fixing our move speed completely, and range isn't bad for us. I think I'm still going to pass on it. But honestly, this is closer than it might seem, given that this removes our main stat. And you know what? Let's do the strategy of just banning all level 3 items, because that way we're more likely to have Will-O-Wisp show up. So any level 3 item that I'm not going to buy, I'm going to ban immediately, because when you ban level 3 items, although I will buy the crystal, it's just too good to pass up on. When you ban level 3 items, it makes Will-O-Wisp more likely to show up in the pool, and as a burning build, of course, that's the item that we're looking for the most. So, given that I didn't spend any of my bans on early level 1 items, we're gonna use the specific leveled ban strategy of trying to boost the odds of getting a very certain, very specific item to show up. So we're only gonna ban items at level 3. The way that the shop calculates what items show up is first it calculates what level the item is going to be, and then it decides what that item actually is. So if you ban a bunch of items from a certain level, it makes other items from that level more likely to appear. The heart, I don't think I need the level 2 HP right now. Yeah, let's take 6 more speed, and then I'll take some more percent damage. I just need to boost my damage output. We will buy the crystal, Cute Monkey, and I'll buy Bone Dice. This should be a pretty high economy run, so I'm pretty happy doing that. More elemental damage is always good, and then let's roll, and we'll take a coffee as well. Now that I have the Bone Dice, I'm incentivized to roll pretty frequently, because we get half a damage every time we reroll. On average, obviously. Obviously a really easy wave at this point. Now here I am just going to take 6 melee damage, so Torch scales, the initial hit damage scales evenly with elemental and melee damage. Obviously the burning scales with elemental damage, so that's why I prefer to buy that. But when you see a really good melee damage upgrade like this, it can be pretty good to take it. Here I am going to, I think we're giving up on the Harvesting Dream. We'll take 3 elemental damage because boosting our damage output before we fight an elite is going to be really important. Take a torch here, and once you get a level 3 torch, Torch has inherently, at level 3 and 4, the effect of the snake, where burning spreads to an additional nearby enemy. So once you start leveling your torches to level 3, your burning effects get significantly stronger. I am going to get a level 4 torch, though, because when you have burning weapons, when you stack them to level 4, when an enemy is on fire, it inherits the property of whatever fire has the longest duration and whatever fire has the longest damage. So having 1 level 4 torch means that we're going to spread the highest level burning damage to as many enemies as possible. So you want to get your burning weapons leveled unevenly, get at least 1 to level 4. Usually what I like to do is get them all to level 2 and then get one to level 4, and then focus on leveling the rest evenly. I would love a scared sausage. We have a turret. We could get maybe a pocket factory. That would be awesome. Obviously, when you're buying a bunch of elemental damage, scared sausage becomes a pretty powerful pick. It's less important to spread fire around the map on the old, of course, since the map is smaller. So a higher percentage of the enemies that exist are just right next to us at all times. Here, I'm going to take 4 regeneration. I do need more defensive stats. I also really want the move speed, but getting the 4 regen is really good. And then this is a great shop for us. Okay, we're not banning Gummy Berserker. Normally I would, but we're planning to try to get Will-O-Wisp. So we're only going to be banning level 3 items. But obviously we're not buying the Gummy Berserker because it's a bad item. And then we'll reroll. We'll lock Torch and Toxic Sludge. I think I'll lock the Spyglass as well. This should be a high enough economy run that Spyglass is good. Range is actually pretty nice on torches, because the further away you set enemies on fire, the more damage they take before they attack you. I think I should probably lock the Acid as well. Our max HP is pretty low going into this elite fight, and we have much less room to dodge. So the old tends to have a lot of trouble with elite, because you just have a much smaller arena in which to dodge them. Usually you like to have a weapon that kills them really quickly as a result. So weapons like Revolver or Submachine Gun work well for this character because they can kill the elite really, really fast. But we didn't choose our weapon, obviously. Now, I would love to see some loot alien spawns. Higher luck would be nice. But mostly, I'm just interested in boosting my damage and defenses before I fight an elite. To set all these guys on fire and pick up some cash. I like taking Snail when you are playing the old, because the enemies already move slower. We have minus 25% enemy speed. Reducing that even further is very powerful. Here, I'm going to take the attack speed. I do want to boost my attack speed. I want the HP as well, but we have an HP item locked in the shop. And then we will buy this whole shop. Take a reroll here. Couple level 4 items, but unfortunately, neither of them are bannable. I don't think I'm going to buy Incendiary Turret or Cog. Although we have some synergy with the burning effects from Incendiary Turret, I am just going to overwrite it with the burning damage from my weapons, basically 100% of the time. Again, another item that I'm not going to ban is the Butterfly, even though I normally would, because again, we're going to focus on only banning level 3 items to try to make Will-O-Wisp more likely to appear. If we don't get the Will-O-Wisp, no big deal, but obviously it's super powerful for a burning build, so given that our first shops were so good that we didn't use any of our bans, it's a good opportunity to try to force a Will-O-Wisp to appear, I think. Taking a couple hits here and there, which obviously isn't great for our Crystal. This certainly isn't the best Crystal character, because Torch attacks pretty slowly by default, so it's not great at defending you, and it's a burning weapon, so it's hard not to take damage when using it. As well, we're playing the old, so our map is a little smaller, but Crystal's still just a very powerful item. Even the base attack speed is good, but anytime you can maintain the attack speed is amazing. We have no XP gain, so let's take the black belt here, and then I'll just take 2 more elemental damage. I could start building dodge. We have 2 dodge already, and a +9 dodge upgrade is a pretty big incentive to go into dodge, so I think I will try that. Pearl, not amazing for us right now, but has a potential to generate a lot of value. We also get a free reroll, so let's take that and we'll roll. Lucky Charm, amazing. We're very happy to improve our luck because it makes level 4 items, which is what, or level 3 items, which is what we're looking for, more likely to appear. Now the shackles, I want it. I want to fix my movement speed. What level are we? We're level 14. So I can get a +9 move speed upgrade, get my move speed back to even, and then buy the shackles. That's like banning it. And it's just such a good item for us that I don't want to ban it. I guess same with the handcuffs. I'm happy to cap at like 50 max HP, so we'll lock both of those items and do a reroll. I'm also going to buy the compass because that gets me move speed, so when I buy shackles, we'll cap our move speed a little higher. So we're just capping everything here, but that's okay. You can see how good the extra burning effect from the level 4, level 3, and 4 torches is. I swing once and everything on the map catches fire. It's just awesome. Like, we do that, and then that whole group of enemies just instantly popped. Got a loot alien kill, which of course is great. Let's get some more curse alien kills as well. We have good curse, so I'm hoping to roll some powerful cursed items at some point as well. It would also be amazing if we happened to get a random pearl drop. But we made 600 materials here. I'll definitely take the recycling machine. We're going into an elite wave. Bait is a little dangerous because we do have an elite next wave, but I think we can handle it, so I'm going to take the bait here. Alright, so I need to fix my move speed and my HP before I cap both of those, so let's buy the move speed first. And then I guess I'll take 9 dodge here. And I'm not going to cap my HP at 46. I think that's a little low. We'll buy compass, and then 5 move speed is fine, so I'll buy the shackles. I'll leave the handcuffs locked, and then I'll roll. I will take the crystal again. Slightly punished for not banning crystal, and instead buying it, because, again, that's a level 3 item that can show up in the shop. Poisonous tonic. I think I'm just going to ban it. The attack speed is nice, but the crit chance is basically useless for the torch, and losing regen is bad, so let's ban that. That's a level 3 item out of the pool. Mastery is a very good item for killing the elite faster, so I think I will take it, and then I'll roll. Obviously not going to buy the weird ghost going into the elite wave. We'll buy the penguin, but I will lock the weird ghost because we can boost my max HP before I buy the handcuffs. Set the elite on fire. I need to remember, of course, that we have this bait as well. So just gonna navigate around that and use the fire to burn those bait aliens. And then I think we should be able to kill this elite without too much difficulty. My healing's not amazing, but my damage is really good. So even though we're an elemental build, and normally those struggle to kill elites, because we're Torch, specifically, Torch actually has pretty good damage on the weapon attacks themselves. And obviously, as the Loud, we get extra % damage, and we've boosted our damage a lot by buying elemental damage and so on. And then we had also the attack speed from double crystal and all that going for us, so it made killing the elite pretty easy. I got that dodge there, which was nice because it protected my crystal buff, and then I actually got to kill the second loot alien as well. Bloody Hand. Taking damage over time is not amazing for us. The lifesteal isn't great. I think I have to recycle this because I don't really want to just lose... We effectively lose the double crystal that we've bought because we will lose the attack speed. So while it is a lot of damage, I think we're just recycling the Bloody Hand here. And then we'll recycle Seashell as well. Incendiary Turret, when it shows up in a box like this, I think I'm still just passing on it. It's just never going to set things on fire in a relevant way. I'll take 15 more attack speed here, though. And then 49 HP. How do I feel about 49 HP? I think I'm fine, honestly, with 49 health. The handcuff additional damage is just so powerful. Getting that is really good. Again, we're going to ban the blood donation, get a level 3 item out of the pool, buy the black belt here, and roll. Cursed Celery Tea, that's a lot of extra XP. So let's take that, and notice that the penalty is reduced as well. Cursed Tentacle, I think I'm going to buy it just because it's cursed. Because even though the crit chance isn't particularly useful, just buying cursed items is almost always correct. Cauldron is pretty nice as well. That's a lot of extra damage for us because it means we'll basically always be picking up materials. And then we'll roll here. The Ritual, I do want more percent damage, but I think I'm going to pass on that. Since I have Crystal, Triangle of Power synergizes very well with it, so we're going to buy that as well. So, capping my max HP at 49, definitely ambitious, but I'm really not that worried about that. 50 HP is enough to beat Abyssal Terrors with, as long as you get good armor and regeneration. And the extra damage will just make us so much safer, because we're just killing everything so much faster now. As well, the fact that it's both melee and elemental damage is awesome for Torch, because it increases our initial hit twice, and also increases our burning damage. The extra range that we got from the shackles, I can't remember which one is which. I can never remember whether handcuff or shackles, which of the two are which. But the extra range that we got from that is pretty good as well. When you get range in large increments like 80, it's actually fairly relevant. We don't really use engineering, so let's just recycle this. Obviously, you can't be the king of Brotato without a crown, so we're going to take it. It also does conveniently remove a level 3 item from the pool, so sort of like banning it. We're losing harvesting over time still, but I think that's okay. Let's just take the melee damage so we can kill the elites faster. Vigilante Ring, I'm not going to ban, because I do want that item, and obviously eye surgery is great. Let's roll here, and we'll buy a torch, and roll again. And there we go, we got the Will-O-Wisp that we were hoping for. So we'll lock that, of course, and we'll buy a bag. So that should be a bunch of elemental damage. Now, they have nerfed this item, it's maximum 4 per wave, but max 4 per wave is still a lot of extra elemental damage that we're going to get very quickly. Personally, I think that it could be maximum like 6 or 8 per wave and still be fine. Obviously, it's very, very powerful for a build like this, but most builds can't really use it. And the penalty of losing attack speed is a real one. But I think this is a great demonstration of the strategy of banning items from a specific item level, making it more likely for the exact items that you want from that level to appear. So we got the Will-O-Wisp to appear by banning everything else from level 3 that we saw and didn't want. And even if we've only banned a few, it really does increase your odds significantly. Take the charcoal here, and I'm at under move speed cap, but that's okay. I'll just take 15 luck. Luck is nice for this character. We have pearls, and also it's just a powerful stat for us. Obviously buying the Will-O-Wisp, and we'll buy Cyclops Worm and Triangle of Power, and we'll roll. Level 1 torch. I guess I will still buy it. I'm going to pass on the Clockwork Wasp here, because we don't really use the structure attack speed, and we're at move speed cap. So we should be getting 4 elemental damage every wave, no problem. We're the Loud, so we have extra enemy spawns, and enemies are not going to be dying except when they're on fire, so any wave with at least 120 enemies, we should be getting 4 elemental damage in with without any difficulties. So the Will-O-Wisp, I expect to increase our damage pretty rapidly. If we get a second one, then things will really start to take off, because getting 8 elemental damage per wave is really powerful. I think we've only gotten 3 so far, so hopefully we see our 4th soon. No, we must have gotten 4 already, because that has to have been 30 enemies that we just killed. Terrified Onion, I'm going to recycle here, and then I'll take 9 more dodge. Once you have this much dodge, buying dodge becomes really efficient in terms of the defensive stats that you get. We will definitely take these 2. Do I want the Spider? Losing 3 dodge, a little painful. 6 attack speed and 12 damage are good, but it does cost 300 materials. I guess let's check our Will-O-Wisp. So we got +4. We'll re-roll here. Let's leave my my sort in the correct order, although unfortunately it doesn't remember your sort order from wave to wave. I really hope they fix that soon. I'll take the Alien Tongue and then roll again, and Cursed Garden, great cursed item for us. Banner, also excellent. I'll lock a Goldfish as well. That could make Will-O-Wisps more likely to appear as well by increasing the level of the items we're seeing. Okay, I need to play near the Cursed Garden, actually, because I'm taking a lot of hit from this elite. So I'm going to back off from it. This elite is pretty difficult, and this wave is pretty challenging to fight an elite on Abyssal Terrors as the old, because it has all the pufferfish. So you can see we were taking... And pufferfish do extra damage, or do fire their projectiles when they burn. So that was a pretty dangerous wave, actually. And with only 50 max HP, we're not dodge capped. Our armor's not amazing yet. Cursed pufferfish are bugged, I think, still, and can, like, one-shot you. So that was actually a pretty spooky wave. We got the hardest elite on a wave that's really dangerous to fight elites on. Yeah, we'll take the fishhook. Big arms. I do want extra melee damage. Losing move speed and attack speed is pretty bad, but I think we are still going to take this item. Although range is okay when you get it in large increments like this, I would rather just have 2 armor, just make sure that we're not going to die. We'll take the Goldfish, and then we'll re-roll. Okay, I'll lock an Hourglass. Oh, no, we can't lock Hourglass. So I could, because this item can't be locked, I could buy it. But if I do that, I'm almost certainly going to die, right? Because we would just get the Shark Elite again, and we would be at 1 health. So that would be pretty dangerous, because I could sell one of my torches and buy it. Just having a drink of water and thinking about it. With 18 regen and... I guess we have a Cursed Garden. How's our consumable heal? Because I would love to be able to do that. It would mean more damage from our Will-O-Wisp, which has already given us 8. Yeah, you know what? Let's get greedy. We're going to buy the Hourglass. We'll lock this torch. And we're going to try to fight the Shark Elite. I'm going to run away from it at the start of the wave and try to heal back up. And we'll let the burning damage tick on it. Just clearing everything else first. Then I'll get it with a few attacks, and we'll run away from it again. The fact that I had Cursed Garden made me a little more confident in trying this. And there we go. So, obviously, I needed to play better than I did last wave in order to survive there, but especially with only 5 weapons. But with the Cursed Garden, I think that was still fairly safe. 18 regen and good luck and a lot of guaranteed healing at the start of the wave meant that I could get away with that. The lucky coin, we're never going to buy crit chance, so I'm just going to recycle this, I think. I'll take 3 more elemental damage, and then... Nice that I'm actually able to buy more torches. We'll take the propeller hat. I'm going to take the compass as well because my move speed is now negative. And then we'll roll again, and then leather vest, definitely increasing my dodge is good, so we'll buy that. We'll lock both of these. I'll do a reroll here. Lumberjack shirt, great, and charcoal, also great. And we'll go to the next wave. Obviously, I knew as soon as I started thinking about it that I was going to talk myself into getting the Hourglass, but my better nature tried to prevail, but greed won out. All right, we got a lot of curse that wave as well. I can't really use the movement speed here. Let's just take 20 luck. I think that's fine. It gives us a bunch of % damage. We have a fishhook, so we got one cursed item. The cursed bone dice here is pretty nice. So let's go ahead and, because the lumberjack shirt was already cursed, let's go ahead and buy all these things and roll. Adrenaline, a great find, so we're going to pick that up for sure, and then we'll do a reroll. That also, again, pulls a unique level 4 out of the pool, which is kind of nice. Retrimation's hoodie, I would love to curse. In fact, any of these items I would love to curse. Pile of books I'm probably just going to buy just because it pulls a level 3 out of the pool, and I'd still like to get more will-o-wisps. There's also a decent chance that we just get more hourglasses, and this run just keeps going forever. But now my damage is high enough that we can just blow up elites, as you saw there. One full extra wave from the Hourglass of will-o-wisp procs is so much extra damage. And then, of course, we also just have all the damage that we're getting from our pearls, from all the other sources of stats that we have. I would love to get a cursed torch as well, because, again, that increases your burning damage by a massive amount, since burning will inherit the properties of the best burning effect. If you get one cursed burning weapon, then it makes all of your burning effects significantly stronger. I should clarify, it inherits the properties of the best burning effect on that enemy, not that you possess. So you still need to hit the enemy with the good burning damage once. But since Torch spreads burning damage between enemies, it's going to consistently upgrade the burning damage to the highest level on everything. Take the regen potion here, and then we'll roll. I'll take 6 more dodge, going up to 55 dodge. Sadly, nothing got cursed here. I think I will buy these items, and we'll leave Retrimation's hoodie locked for one more wave, just in case it gets cursed. I'll ban the Wandering Bot, because I'd still like a will-o-wisp to show up. We have positive knockback, so I could just buy the coil. Let's do that. And then I'll roll again, lock a pearl and a torch, roll one more time, and we'll lock this tree as well. We are heavily incentivized to reroll because we have bone dice, and one of them's cursed. And we have... Come on. Here we go. Trying to find items with the default sort is always so difficult. So we've bone dice, and one of them is cursed, which means we want to reroll over and over again, of course. And we also have spyglasses, so we want to reroll for that reason as well. Taking a few extra hits here, I need to be a little careful. Let's not just get popped by 20 pufferfish projectiles at once. Honestly, this is one of my favorite runs that I've done in a long time because I think we got some like fun lessons about banning specific items and how that impacts your shops. You can find specific items. We got to do the cool Hourglass play, which obviously is always going to be really fun. We got a Cursed Retromations hoodie and a Cursed Pearl, which is awesome as well. Let's see if we can get these other 2 items cursed. I think I'm actually going to play at least some levels of Endless. Now, obviously, I've capped my HP, so with 50 HP, we're not going to make it that far into Endless mode. And I wouldn't want to take this this build that much further anyways, but I am enjoying the Will-O-Wisp. So, let's see how far we get with 50 HP. Second Will-O-Wisp would be really nice. And of course, there's always the possibility that you roll into 20 tardigrades, which again, we've made more likely by banning a bunch of level 3 items. So, in which case, having 50 HP is irrelevant. Here I'm going to recycle the Clockwork Wasp, I think. I just want 98 materials more than the 1 movement speed, and similar for the compass. And then I don't need max HP. Crit chance doesn't really do anything for us, so let's reroll here, because we can do better. We've got 15 luck, and then, sure, I'll take 2 more armor. A cursed level 4 torch, that's exactly what we were hoping for, so let's upgrade to that. We'll buy a tree, we'll buy a boiling water. Little Frog, I think I will take as well. Just, it gets me a free reroll. The harvesting obviously doesn't matter, but the pickup radius is pretty nice at this point, so I'm just going to grab it. Baby Gecko, we can honestly pass on this character, so I'm just going to roll past it. My pickup radius is so high. Strange Book, that's pretty good for us. That should get us a lot of engineering, and we can actually maybe add in some engineering stuff to our build now that we have the Strange Book. We'll buy the landmines as well. We'll lock some torches to see if we can get them cursed, and we'll roll again. Lock a power generator. If we get that cursed, it's still good. We'll end up with extra movement speed over speed cap just naturally, so it can be pretty good there. And then I'll roll here. Okay, I'll lock a cursed extra stomach, mostly for the curse, obviously, because we are at max HP. But this still does work with effects like spicy sauce, so can still be good there. Now, obviously, this wave, similar to the other elite wave, could be pretty difficult, but our damage is really high and our healing's really good, so I don't think we'll have too much trouble fighting these elites. So there we go. Boss is down. A lot of lampreys spawning at this point, of course. The Abyss map is pretty hard to do endless mode on because of the pufferfish. They end up really dangerous because they just cover the map in projectiles, so it can be really hard to do endless mode runs without getting hit. Much easier to just never take damage on Crash Zone. But because this map has lamprey spawns, it has pufferfish, it's got just a lot of stuff that puts pressure on the player. It's a little harder, I think, for longer endless runs. Awesome income this wave, though. Now, obviously, we're going to recycle the Torture. We want to keep our regen high, so get rid of that. Lantern I'll take. More range, more knockback, more damage. What's not to love there? The Snake we just don't need. We have additional burning spread from our weapon, though I might take it just in case we end up like swapping out of these torches for something like a particle accelerator that we might find. I'll take a boxing glove. More knockback is good. We have a coil as well. We'll recycle coral. We'll take vigilante ring because it gives us value over time. Decomposing flesh I'll take as well. Lifesteal could be good for this character. And then here I'm just going to take 20 luck and some more regeneration. We will pretty quickly just get one shot because my health is really low, but the regen is still good. Let's upgrade our torch. I'm going to unlock this one. I'm just going to buy the power generator. We could try to get this cursed, but we're not going to be buying movement speed that frequently, so let's just get it out of the pool. Take bait. Riposte I'm going to buy just for the curse, because I want as many cursed items as possible. Baby squid gives us value over time, so we'll take that. We'll buy these as well. Baby with a beard, I think I could safely ban this. Ranged damage just is not going to be a priority for us, so let's get that out of here. And then we'll take a cursed bag, lock a potato, and I'll reroll. I would lock the torch if it was a higher level, like this one. And I definitely want the peaceful bee. More dodge is good. We'll take the mushroom as well and do one more reroll, and there you go. So you can see, again, we've banned a bunch of level 3 items, so tardigrades are more likely to show up as well. And if you get enough of those, it doesn't matter at all that you've capped your HP, because in endless mode, your HP very quickly just becomes the number of tardigrade stacks that you have. So the difference between having 600 HP and having 50 HP just isn't there when enemies are doing 1,000 damage a hit. But if you can roll into a bunch of early tardigrades, that becomes very powerful. I think people often avoid capping their stats in endless mode because they just want to get infinitely high stat, but with HP specifically, it often is irrelevant what your actual HP total is. I'm so punished by not having banned Gummy Berserker, and then it keeps showing up here. We'll take the Cursed Landmines, we'll take a Dangerous Bunny, Cursed Kraken's Eye again just for more curse, and then let me reroll here. I'll take attack speed. That's pretty good. All right. Sadly, the tardigrade didn't get cursed, but I am still going to buy it because we are at the point where the boss can probably just one-tap me. I'll take the Ugly Tooth as well just to get it out of the pool. And then let's lock a cursed item and do a reroll. I'll lock a hunting trophy as well and a penguin and roll again. Alloy. This is a bunch of stats that I want, so I guess I'll lock it and see if it gets cursed. Obviously, we will need to fix our dodge if we buy the alloy, but I'm still pretty happy with this. Should be able to kill the elites really fast, because my damage is awesome. And there we go. Rare that you see an elemental build with damage like that, but because Torch also scales with melee, we were able to buy lots of base damage. And the Will-O-Wisp has given us an enormous amount of elemental damage as well. Would love to get a second one of those. Or, 10 more. Got a dodge there. Get that loot alien kill, which is great. Obviously, more crates is perfect. We'll recycle heavy bullets. I'll try to get my crit chance to 100%, because why not? We'll take a pearl. Candy bag is a really nice one. It's another level 3 unique that we're pulling out of the pool. Chance to spawn an extra elite we're happy with, because that's just guaranteed crates. And the extra stats are really nice as well. We'll take some elemental damage. We got some cursed items. I'll just buy the hunting trophy, just get that out of the pool. The alloy, when it's not cursed, do I really care that much about it? I'm going to leave it in the pool, but I'm going to reroll past it. And I'll take a treasure map and a goblet and roll. And, okay. So I would have to sell, to buy the Hourglass again, I would have to sell 2 weapons, right? But, you know what? We're going to do it. I didn't come here not to play, right? So we're buying the Hourglass. We're doing a reroll. Oh, I should have just bought this torch. I'll lock this one. I'll lock the fruit basket as well, and we'll roll again. We'll lock Pocket Factory also. Lots of potential cursed items, but buying the 5th weapon is pretty important there. This was an elite wave, of course, but that doesn't matter. And in fact, is good for us, because it's a couple guaranteed crate drops. I did lose my tardigrade here. So I don't know if they've actually changed it since the beta. During the beta, you could get Cursed Hourglass, and it would reduce your wave number by more than 1. Which would allow you to eventually come back out of Endless Mode, which was pretty wild. So you could stay at low wave numbers and keep gaining Harvesting. You stay at low wave numbers and keep using Piggy Bank, and so on. And I know some people were working on trying to get to a negative wave number just to see what happened. I don't know if anyone actually succeeded in that. The white flag, of course, we're recycling. Pencil, I'm recycling as well. Anvil, that's an awesome unique item, and we're definitely taking it. We'll take another pearl. I've got so much max HP, so let's actually ban the Schmoop. We don't need to see that item again. We'll ban Candle, because I don't want to buy it, and I don't want to see it again. Here, I'm just going to take range. Armor is probably less valuable, actually, for this character, because we only have 40 HP, so if we get hit, we are just going to die. I'm going to buy all these items, and roll. We'll buy another fruit basket. Hey, a scared sausage, that's nice. I'll take the gambling token so that I can buy items that reduce my armor, or reduce my dodge without going below dodge cap. We'll lock this torch, and we'll reroll. Oh, obviously not the cake. Weird food, probably not worth it. We just don't need that much healing. We've already got a decomposing flesh, so I don't really need a second one. If I find another tardigrade or a cursed tardigrade, this run could easily go to, like, massive endless numbers. Which I unfortunately don't have time for, but it would be really funny if this build of all builds was an ideal endless build with 49 HP. Eye patch, we're going to recycle, of course. Lens, we're recycling. Book, we're recycling. We just don't have any use for those stats. We'll take the pearl. Don't need any of these. Let's reroll, and I'll take 16 more damage. That's fine. All right, we got a bunch of cursed items, so let's sell out of our non-cursed torch and buy a cursed one. Cursed dangerous bunny. Unlock this. We'll buy a cursed incendiary turret, just because any cursed items tend to be really good to buy. We'll pass on the med kit. We don't need that. Jerky we'll take. Cursed tree we'll take. Charcoal I'll take as well, just more damage. Barnacle, especially if that got cursed, would be awesome. We don't really need the lemonade, because if we pick up a consumable, we're going to heal to full basically instantly. Let's lock the gentle alien, alien tongue, and cyberball could be a lot of damage as well, so we're going to lock that also. On the flip side, if I take 2 hits at this point, I think, just die, because I don't have a second tardigrade. And enemies at this point, especially like those cursed goblin sharks, are going to be doing way more than 50 damage. So this is kind of a 10th run, because we could die on wave 20. Or we could probably, depending on the items that we find and whether I take hits or not, get to, like, wave 70. Though, again, I want to say I don't have time to do that. The extra pickup radius that we have is really awesome, and the number of turrets we have is actually starting to add up. One thing that we don't have is any way to improve the amount of money that we're getting from enemies. I guess I'll take the weird food here. We'll take the goat skull as well. Warrior helmet, I think I'll take for the armor, and then we'll take this for the crit chance. We'll pick up some attack speed. We don't have a way to improve the amount of money that we're getting from enemies other than our... Oh yeah, ghost outfit. Yeah, so this is really good for endless mode as well. Going up to 70 dodge cap is going to protect our tardigrade as well. It's also another unique item that we're getting out of the pool. Saltwater I'll take again because it's unique, and then we'll do some more rerolls. I do want more crit chance because it goes well with our hunting trophy. But as I was saying, one thing that we don't currently have... Oops, okay, well I didn't die in one hit, so that's nice. Is a way to improve the amount of money that we're dropping from enemies. We don't have a gobbler's hat, we don't have a... we don't have any starfish or anything like that. We don't have a black flag, so our income is pretty low for an endless mode run at this point in the game. Usually you really need those items, because the amount of materials that enemies drop decreases with every wave, so if you don't find those alternate sources of income, you will start to quickly fall behind. And of course we can't use harvesting anymore at this point in the game. We're losing harvesting every wave still as the loud, so we're just going to constantly be reducing our harvesting amount. So we are starting to run into finance issues at this point. We'll take the little frog, terrified onion. I guess I'll take this. I do want to get my move speed back to our cap at least. Baby elephant's good. I'll take the duct tape. Why not? Take some more elemental damage, and then... Do I want to try to curse the ghost outfit? I actually don't know if it can be cursed, because if you can increase your dodge cap by more than that, that's really powerful. Let's give it one more wave, and we'll lock community support, another unique that we can pull out of the pool. I'll buy the alien tongue, and we'll roll again. Toolbox is worth banning, and then let's roll again. We don't really need either of those, so I'm hoping to find tardigrade or will-o-wisp. Those are the items that I want. So we are at a point where we're not killing enemies just with our burning damage as frequently anymore, which is a little scary, because we will eventually get overwhelmed if our damage isn't keeping up with the waves. And you can see that while we're still clearing everything pretty well, we definitely need a little more damage output. On the other hand, this wave is awesome for us. The way that Endless Mode works is it basically repeats the second 10 waves over and over. So you can see on Abyssal Terrors here, we have guaranteed curse alien spawns on the waves that end in 6. I'll recycle the landmines. I'll take the cursed landmines, though. Triangle of Power is worth taking, just a bunch more damage, and let's pick up some more armor, because we weren't dying in one hit yet. I'm going to give it one more wave to try to curse the ghost outfit, because I'm curious if it can be cursed. And then let's roll here. I'll take a lure for sure. Lock a torch, because if I can get another one cursed, that would be great. We have anvil, so I don't need to buy just high-level weapons. The chain gun, I mean, that's so much damage, we're going to lock that as well. Obviously not an elemental weapon, but it is a cursed chain gun, which is going to be even better. Alright, so I lost my tardigrade there. We are at a point where wave 30 is going to be a challenge if I don't get another tardigrade. But honestly, I'm really enjoying playing this Endless Mode run with 50 HP, because it's actually keeping it tense. My biggest problem with Endless Mode is that you basically can only die every 10 waves. And you're only looking for a few very specific items. So you spend a lot of time not doing anything meaningful, not making any real decisions, or being under any pressure. The fact that we have 50 HP is actually making this much more interesting, because I have to look where I'm going. I can't just... I'm not just immune to enemy damage until, like, wave 50, which is often the case at this point. Okay, we got a tardigrade. Awesome. Incendiary turret. I'm still just going to recycle those turrets, I think. Hedgehog. I'll take more melee damage is good. Percent damage and ranged damage. We have a chain gun in the shop. Let me check the pity bonus on my fish hook. So if you didn't know, the way fish hook works is it calculates the... calculates whether it's cursed something at the end of the wave before you go into the shop. So you can check whether an item got cursed by checking if your fish hooks currently have a pity bonus. If they don't, you know that at least one thing that you locked got cursed. I think I'm gonna do it. You know what? We're just here to goof around. We'll take the axolotl. We'll buy the chain gun, which will just give us massive amounts of ranged damage, and our percent damage will have time to recover. Butterfly, I guess I'll just recycle. Not, I will, of course, recycle. And then, I wish I could have banned that. And then, let's take some more armor. Alright, so the chain gun didn't get cursed, but the ghost outfit did. So now we know that that's possible. 75% dodge cap. Well, it conveniently lines up with our current amount of dodge. Do I want to... I think I probably have to buy the chain gun, even not cursed. Because otherwise we're just not going to be able to kill stuff. We'll have time to get other powerful cursed items, but the chain gun I think is really important here. Let's also buy this, because our anvil will upgrade that cursed torch to level to the highest level. No need to lock this torch, so let's re-roll here, and small fish is still good. Let's roll again. I think I will lock the frozen heart. Burning activating slower is painful, of course, for this burning build, but it's a lot of elemental damage and crit chance, and most enemies we're going to kill in one burning tick anyways, so probably better just to have that. Celery tea gives us value over time. I think I will lock it as well. So given that I reduced my percentage damage massively, our burning effects are certainly not amazing at this point. But we'll have time to recover our percent damage. For one thing, we have a bunch of pearls. So as we get more and more pearls, that's gonna boost our percent damage a lot. And the chain gun is doing a pretty good job of clearing the enemies here. Alright, lost a tardigrade there. Rip and Tear, I guess I'm just going to buy it, because we can just get 5 of them, and that'll get it out of the pool. I did reduce my piercing damage, so we'll take the pumpkin here, and anything in particular that I need. Honestly, probably just luck, because that will boost my percent damage the fastest. With the number of pearls that we have, okay, the game has ordered my items really weirdly. Now, some of this is that it's the GMO sort as well, which doesn't stack your items, but this is really funny. Honestly, scrolling this list is hilarious. Let's get the lucky coin. I'm gonna leave the frozen heart for one more wave in the hopes that we can curse it. We'll buy the cute monkey, we'll roll, we'll lock a gentle alien. Charcoal and butterfly I'm gonna pass on at this point. I'm really looking for more more level 3 items to, like, level 3 uniques to pull out of the pool, or tardigrades or will-o-wisps is basically all we care about. Honestly, what an awesome run. This is like, I know I have said this a few times this run, but this is some of the most fun that I've had with a Brotato run. Just the amount of chaos that we've got, but also the fact that we actually have to pay attention to what we're doing, even in an endless run, by capping my HP has made it so much more fun. And just look at the field. Look at all those enemies. I'll take the beanie. We will maybe... Yeah, I'm going to take these items because maybe we get like a power generator or something that makes them good. And then let's take some more range. If I get enough range, then we will be... We'll have enough that we are covering the whole map. Dodge does give us attack speed, but let's try to get to 100% crit chance. All right, we'll take the Cursed Frozen Heart. Burning only activates 50% slower with that, so that's really nice. We'll buy Luck as well. Plastic Explosive, there's no particular need for. Sunken Bell, I will lock. Gentle Alien will buy. Triangle of Power will lock, and then we'll roll again. And a Silver Bullet, also a really nice find. Keep on rolling a little bit. I could buy the Icicle, but I'm just going to roll. Even with the one slot open, we get so much value from re-rolling. It's worth doing anyways. All right, so I've lost one tardigrade, and I do still need to be pretty careful about my movements here. But we have 75% dodge chance, so I can play a little more aggressively. We did kill all the bosses. The Stargazers just getting shoved into the corner there is hilarious. We have to ban that. We'll take an Alien Tongue. We'll take more elemental damage. I'll just recycle that. Sure, let's take a Mirror. Maybe we get a Tardigrade to duplicate. And let's take some crit chance. Okay, so we can't duplicate the Sunken Bell, but we can duplicate Silver Bullet. So that's a lot of extra damage. And then let's buy these two items. Drill. You know what? Let's we'll lock that as well. We'll roll. The level 1 torch doesn't do anything. I'll lock a particle accelerator. If we get that cursed, it's pretty good. Do some re-rolls here. And I guess just go to the next wave. Had to get a couple dodges there. Oh yeah, the elemental damage scaling on our chain gun, which attacks incredibly fast, just goes nuts with the Frozen Heart. Because we're gaining constant elemental damage from the Will-O-Wisp, and then 20% of that scales the damage on our chain gun shots, which is pretty wild. I'm taking the drill as a legendary weapon just because I'm going to buy all the legendary weapons that we see that seem fun. Five crates here. Estes couch we're going to recycle. Actually, I could just take it. We would still be... Yeah, so it does annihilate my regeneration, but all my healing is coming from lifesteal anyways. So let's just take this and get a unique out of the pool. And then mouse, obviously, an amazing find. I'll take the cursed fresh meat. Fried rice, another great find. Gentle alien. Free pearl. Cursed boxing glove. Just awesome items there. If we were planning to go for like an infinitely long endless mode, we actually would have passed on that hunting trophy. Oh no, hunting trophy you just get up to 100%. So because they changed the way hunting trophy works, so you no longer need to get them cursed because you can't roll multiples on the same trigger. It used to be that hunting trophy was an independent roll, but now it's an additive roll, I believe. Black Flag, similarly, we would try to get cursed under normal circumstances, but I'm not that fussed about it. I'm going to do some rerolls here. Take the cursed black belt, we'll lock a gentle alien, and I'm leaving the drill locked because I want to get that cursed before I buy it. So now we've got enough crit chance and damage that we're actually getting really good value from our hunting trophies. Should start seeing a little more income again. The smaller map also makes this a lot more fun because if I just... What you often end up doing in endless runs is just sitting AFK in the middle like this. But if I do that, I'm actually in some danger because the enemies spawn much closer. Especially on waves with pufferfish, which this isn't one, but when we're on a pufferfish wave, that becomes really dangerous. But you can see how much more money I'm making now that we have those economy items. Reinforced steel, I guess I'll recycle. I'll take the banner, we'll take a helmet and a pearl, and more luck, of course, really good with our pearls. Let's sell out of the torches, because I think the cursed torch is no longer that exciting for us. We'll take a cursed drill. I'll buy snowball, black belt, and gentle alien. We'll do a reroll here, and reroll again. Cursed scarf I'll take. Actually, we don't really need any of those stats. I have 33 lifesteal, I don't need the whetstone, so let's roll. Another cursed particle accelerator. We can eventually just swap to these, probably, as our item of choice, as our weapon of choice. Lighthouse, another level 3 unique that can get out of the pool, and then... Oh, nice! Another Will-O-Wisp. We've gotten 84 elemental damage from the one we have. And again, you can see the strategy of banning 8 level 3 items has vastly increased the likelihood that we get the level 3 items we want, especially because a lot of level 3 items are unique. So we've bought 6 or 7 unique level 3 items, which of course has effectively banned even more of the potential level 3 items in the pool. I think there's about 40 level 3 items total, so by banning 8, we've increased the chances of the ones that we show up, that we want showing up, by 25%. Here, I will, of course, recycle that. I'll take the black belt. More levels are always good. We'll take more damage as well. Barricade, we're going to recycle. Recycle that. We'll take a pearl and recycle that. Here, let's just take some more armor. Notice that I'm back up to 310% damage, even though we've axolotled our damage away. Let's buy the Will-O-Wisp. I think it's better just to buy it than to try to force cursing it. We don't really care about our engineering, so we just want the lighthouse out of the pool. I do want to eventually get more snakes now that I've removed my torches, because I do still want to spread burning damage. Another unique that's gone. I'll lock the blindfold, because I do still want to hit max crit chance, and we'll do some rerolls. Okay, so I could sell out of the chain gun, but that's probably not wise. I'll lock the particle accelerator. If I sold out of the torches, I'd have to sell 2. But we're planning to get rid of our torches anyways, so let's do that, and we'll buy an hourglass and just see what happens. Then I'm going to do some more re-rolling, and we'll go to the next wave here. It's so funny that I keep rolling these hourglasses late in my rerolls and then having to sell all my items to be able to get them, but, you know, I really want to get them. One thing that having the chain gun and the drill and everything is doing is I am getting... I'm not setting every enemy on fire, but the particle accelerators are still doing that because they have a burning effect. So we should still just easily be getting, I guess, 8 now elemental damage every wave from our will-o-wisps. No need to take the leather vest, I don't think. I guess the armor's okay, but 135 materials is a lot, so let's just recycle. Take some attack speed, we'll take a pearl. Another will-o-wisp, amazing. The more of those we get, the better. And then here, let's take some crit chance and some range, I guess. With particle accelerator, our range should be high enough that we're just gonna get everything on the map anyways, but that's okay. We'll buy crit chance and this. I'm gonna buy the particle accelerator because we'll be able to find cursed versions of the weapons that we have. Banner. I do want more curse, so I'll lock the banner, and then we'll do some rerolls. Robot arm does give us a lot of stats, melee damage and engineering, so I guess I'll lock that. Stats over time are good for us. We'll buy a toxic sludge and roll again, and that's it. The engineering goes well with my, I guess, particle accelerator scales off engineering, right? Yeah, so the robot arm will just scale our damage output even more, so now we're getting elemental damage and engineering every wave. Got a dodge there. All the lasers going off is just so awesome all the time. Also, look how many fruits we have on the field. Yes, we'll take the ricochet. Now, normally you shouldn't do this in an endless run because it nerfs your piercing damage, but I just love ricochet with the particle accelerator. It's just so funny. I'll take the wheat because more cursed items are good, and then I guess we can use these stats now, so we'll take that. Take some more crit chance. I'm just trying to get to 100% on the crit chance. Again, I'm going to buy the particle accelerator because we'll have a chance to get cursed items later on. Let's buy these and reroll, and campfire, probably worth locking when it's cursed, and we'll pass on the baby squid. Yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I love that the graphic for gaining elemental damage is separate for some reason. Like they don't stack. So if you have, 100 will-o-wisps, you're gonna see 100 little +2 elemental damage icons show up. At this point, we can probably sit AFK fairly safely. I do need to be cognizant of the pufferfish, though. So, yeah, actually, I still have to move a little bit. Also, I don't quite have pickup radius that covers the whole map yet. And we don't have the 5th relic or anything yet. Yep, we'll take a gentle alien. We'll take another fish hook. We'll buy the lost duck. It reduces my elemental damage, but we're getting tons of that, and luck is super powerful for us. And another pearl. We'll recycle that. Sure, we'll take an hourglass from a box, and let's get more crit chance. I could get the luck as well, but I just want to get to 100% crit. sooner than later. And 12 more crit chances. Perfect. All right, let's roll again. Another drill. I don't think that the drill has been that impressive, unfortunately, so we're going to pass on the drill. Pearl, those should show up for free. I don't really need to buy them anymore. We'll buy a Gentle Alien. Now we're actually capped on Gentle Aliens. They can't appear anymore. Take a Robot Arm. Extra melee damage and engineering, of course, is great. Buy an Eye Surgery as well. And we'll do some re-rolling. I'm trying to get this cursed, but no, I actually shouldn't be. That was silly. I gave up some re-rolls there. Let's do some re-rolling again and go to the next wave here. Or rather, the previous wave again. I was looking at the time left in the time that we'd spent recording, and like, oh, we're at an hour and a quarter already, and I'm only on wave 35. How did that happen? But we're actually not on wave 35 because I've now bought 4 hourglasses, so we're already on wave 39. Just the wave number is 35. Now we have Ricochet, which isn't really ricocheting, because enemies aren't staying alive. But look at our knockback, pushing back the hatchers there. That's hilarious. I should have moved, obviously, and picked up the materials. We're also starting to get quite a bit of lag at the end of waves. Take that just for Curse. We'll recycle that. Take another Pearl. Knockback is good. We have a Coil. Do some re-rolling here, and none of this matters. Take an Armor. Blood Leech. Oh, I don't know why I bought that. There was no reason to buy that. I just saw a healing item and thought, I should buy healing, but obviously we don't need healing. The Fuel Tank, I will pass on, I think. Although cursed items are good here, elemental damage is kind of free for us at this point, so I really want to focus on finding the very specific items that we need. Let's roll a bit. I will take Shady Potion. More luck is good for us, and we'll keep on rolling. Oh, I should have taken the padding. That would have gotten a unique out of the pool for us. Starting to get a little sloppy with what I'm buying. Let's buy the cape here. And we'll buy a treasure map, and then re-roll and go to the next wave. So we have, I think, currently 2 tardigrades. We would definitely want more to be safe for wave 40, but our damage is really high. So we should be able to kill the wave 40 enemies before we take a bunch of hits. We'll see. Like, we're just camped on top of this incendiary turret here. I really need just a little more pickup radius to be able to pick everything up. Right now, we still have to do a little loop. Take some extra damage here, and then we'll roll. And roll again. Gonna keep re-rolling. I guess I'll take some elemental damage and some percent damage. Particle Accelerator. I would love to get this cursed. I'm not gonna lock it now, though, because that would mean giving up a lot of re-rolls. And let's do those re-rolls. We'll just buy a tardigrade. We'll buy a penguin. We'll roll again, and keep on rolling. Corrupted Shard, I'm gonna keep passing on. It's 1 curse, but we can get more curse from other items. And explosion damage is something that you would eventually want to start building, because in endless mode, the way that you'll eventually go, once you get into infinitely long endless mode runs, is you'll start buying spicy sauces, and you'll buy Sad Tomato, which will reduce your health to half, and then the spicy sauce is going to pull in those, or the Sad Tomato and Infinite Pickup Range is going to pull in the consumables. You lower your consumable healing on purpose using like Torture or something. And then it explodes the whole map. Now, we can't do that on this build because we're capped at 50 HP, and you need to have a lot more base HP than this character has in order to use that strategy. So we would eventually be capped out on our damage output. I will take the spicy sauce, though. I guess I'll pass on the leather vest, but we'll lock a cute monkey because it pulls a unique out of the pool. Say goodbye to some elites here. Now, at this point, I should have the damage that I can just sit AFK, basically. Though, again, the existence of pufferfish makes that more dangerous on some waves. We've also bought a lot of structures, which you normally wouldn't do if you were planning to go for endless mode runs in the, hundreds or thousands of waves, because the amount of structures on the field will eventually just cause the game to crash, especially on the reduced map size like the old has. Every time a new structure spawns, it has to calculate where the old one is that's underneath it is going to get pushed to. Weird Ghost, we're recycling. Lens, I have 500 range damage. Okay, Cursed Starfish, that's a lot of money. We're very happy to take that. Recycle that, recycle that. We'll take that just to get it out of the pool. Torture is another item that here we're just going to take it. If we get hit, we die anyways, so that just gets a unique item out of the pool. White Flag, we're still passing on. Pearls, we're still taking. And sure, we'll take some more elemental damage. I'll buy these two items, and we'll do a reroll. And more luck is still always good. I'm going to pass on these two, though. Chameleon, we don't need. Spider, Cursed. I guess it's worth buying Cursed, so I'll take it. Buy a lure, of course, and we'll roll again. Roll again. Keep on rolling here. Buy a coupon. I don't need the pumpkin. Our piercing damage is fine, I think. Then we'll roll here and roll Sift's Relic. That's nice. Now we don't have to move at all, which is every nerd's dream. And we'll lock this particle accelerator. All right, now I do need to be a little careful this wave, but I have enough tardigrades that even though I forgot there were elites in that wave and just sat AFK, we didn't die anyways. But just to expand on the explosion strategy, so the way that it works is usually people use Druid for this so that enemies drop more consumables. You get a bunch of HP, like 1,000 or so. You buy Torture so that pulling in consumables doesn't heal you, and then you buy Sad Tomatoes so that you start with less than full health. Every time a consumable spawns, it gets pulled to your character, and then if your explosion sizes are large enough, the Spicy Sauce explosion covers the entire map, so it just infinitely kills enemies without you ever having to move. I'll take the Decomposing Flesh, and we'll just get even more lifesteal. Cursed Scared Sausage, sure. Gobbler's Hat, that's even more material drops, so that's awesome. I actually do need to fix my move speed, which is now really low. I'll take the Cyber Ball. We'll take a Stone Skin just to get that out of the pool. Roll, take a Lucky Charm. I'm now at 112 crit chance, so I don't need any more of that. I'll take the Jetpack, because my move speed was below maximum. We'll take a Cursed Coil as well. Here, I'm just going to start buying stats basically at random, but let's sell here and we'll get a Cursed Particle Accelerator. And I'm not going to try to curse this one. We have a lot of rerolls to do before I want to start locking items. And we'll buy another Starfish. Metal Detector, sure. Focus, that's a lot of damage for the Cursed Focus, so I think it's worth buying here. And then we'll roll again. Ball and chain, obviously, we're not buying. Our weapon attacks are really fast, so we want to make sure that we don't cap our attack speed. Though, again, in the really, really late game, we would eventually just buy that anyways. You will also eventually buy Bloody Hand in the late game once you have like 300 tardigrades, so losing 60 of them, because Bloody Hand just removes one tardigrade layer every second. So if you have 300 or 400 of them, then buying the Bloody Hand just to get it out of the pool doesn't matter, and it can vastly increase your damage because decomposing flesh gives you a ton of lifesteal over time. It's easy to get other sources of lifesteal, so the Bloody Hand can actually be worth massive amounts of damage. And it pulls a unique out of the pool, so again, very important in really long endless runs to improve your shots. Getting level 4s out of the pool can help you roll Hourglass more, if you're going for the negative Hourglass strategy. Now you can see how much money we're making every wave. We're up to 7k. I'll take a mirror, we'll take padding. I should have bought that earlier when I was given the option to. Yeah, we'll take the extra range, and let's roll here. Roll again. Actually, I should stop re-rolling these. We're just going to buy whatever is the highest level. We just want stats, and it doesn't really matter what our stats are. We'll take the hunting trophy. The cursed potato, sure, I'll double up on that. We will buy nothing here, and I'm going to roll again. Alright, I'll buy the Hourglass. I'm going to stop on wave 40, but I will buy the Hourglass, so we'll stop when we get to actual wave 40. So the run will keep going until we don't roll Hourglass. I'm going to lock the chain gun. We can get a cursed chain gun, potentially, which would be awesome. So let's try for that. And then we'll roll here and roll. Roll again. Roll again. Now that I said that, I want everyone to, you know, check the time left in the video and see if it's like you know, if there's 4 more hours left in the video. Because we just keep rolling Hourglass every wave. Alright, good enough. We've got 2 weapons locked. We're back into wave 39. Wave 39 has... This is wave 19, so no pufferfish, so we can just AFK here. So, how's everyone's day been? Hope you have all been having a good week. And, you know, I hope whatever sports team you root for has been winning lately. I do love how cluttered the field is getting with all these landmines. That's really funny. We'll recycle that. We'll take that. We'll, doesn't matter. Sure, I'll take a alien eyes. We'll take a little frog for even more pickup radius. We'll take these base stat items as they show up. Extra range, because why not? Take some more dodge and elemental damage and armor and attack speed. And then, okay, nice. We got the cursed chain gun. I'm going to sell out of the non-cursed chain gun. And we'll unlock the particle accelerator. Maybe we'll roll into another cursed weapon. Let's buy a lure. We'll roll here. Roll again. Roll again. Mouse, of course, we will take. We'll keep rolling and buy another mouse. And roll a little more. Giant Belt, really nice unique. We have 100% crit chance, so this is going to kill the elites even faster. And then we'll roll again. Let's buy a goldfish and see what happens when we take our goldfish reroll. We got a mouse, really nice find. Another Will-O-Wisp we would definitely buy, and then we're going to keep on rolling for a little bit longer. And then we're going to go to wave 40, so... we should be able to just pop the enemies here. And there you go. And I'm going to call the run at wave 40. We've won. We could probably get to wave 100 with this build without too much difficulty. We would just keep rolling into more and more tardigrades. Eventually, we would run into the problem that I've capped my max HP, so we can't transition to the super late game endless mode run of picking up consumables and having them blow up the whole map. Because that strategy with 50 HP isn't available, but capping your HP at 500 or 1,000 is not a problem, even if you want to go for an infinitely long endless mode run. And obviously, you know, this is a GMO run, but you can duplicate this effect on the old or on the loud either way pretty easily. So let's just go ahead and recycle all these items and buy through all of these, and I'm going to hit end the run so we can look at our items as after our victory. So let's take a look at our items here. Will-O-Wisp got us 208 elemental damage. Let's sort by name here. And I find Hourglass. We've got 20 pearls, a couple of them are cursed, so you can see we've got 1,500% damage from that. Hourglass, or no, it's under Broken Hourglass. Yeah, so we bought 5 Hourglasses, so we actually played 45 waves. Candy Bag gave us 176 bonus stats. We ended up with 407% extra experience from our Celery Teas. The Axolotl was really fun. The Anvil gave us 1,000,000 armor. Our bags gave us 5,000 extra materials. We have 75% dodge, so it's pretty unlikely for our tardigrades to break. And when we do actually get hit, we have 3 tardigrades, so we negate a bunch of hits. As we roll into more of these, we would become more and more invincible, and the rest of the run, if you were to continue this run, would just be very quickly devolve into literally rolling for tardigrades every wave. Like, you would just re-roll your shop down to 0 looking for just more tardigrades, which I don't personally find that fulfilling, and also I'm out of time, so we're calling the run here. But you can imagine how it would look if you just picture me going, now we're going to re-roll for a tardigrade, let's see if we find one. Oh, we didn't? Okay, let's roll again, and roll again, and roll again. As always, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. This is like one of the most fun runs that I have played in a really long time. I really had fun with this one. Ooh, 37 items from Treasure Map, too. And I hope that you had as much fun as I did in this 90-minute run. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.